Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Agentforce service keynote. I'm very excited to be in Sydney. I haven't been back here for 12 years, and I am blown away by the amount of growth this city has seen. It's unbelievable. I think that's probably due to a lot of the leaders here in the room, so well done you. I'm Annie Weinberger. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Agentforce Service, and I'm here at Salesforce because I passionately believe in our vision for the agentic service enterprise, and that's what we're going to share with you today. So before we get started, thank you. Thank you all for spending the day with us, the week with us, and thank you all for being trailblazers. And of course, your Aussie hospitality has been very nice too, so thank you very much for that. All right, we heard this morning that we're in a new era of agentic service, but we know our customer expectations are the same. Customers want their results and their resolutions across every channel, 24/7, and they want it to be highly proactive and very, very personal. So customers don't really understand what goes on behind the scenes in our organizations. They don't see our contact center or our field service team or our loyalty department. They just have a problem and they want it solved fast and intelligently. So a lot of companies are turning to AI to help with this. But if those systems aren't plugged into your business, they don't have that intelligence. They don't have that insight. But the challenge is that we're looking across multiple different systems, and these point solutions are just falling down. Customers end up having to repeat themselves for every handoff. And this is because your AI and your human agents don't have the context across their channels and their systems and their tools. A lot of this has to do with those point solutions. So you've got some AI tools plugged in, you've got your contact center system, you have your field service system, and then you even have a totally different system what's inside for your IT and your HR teams. And if these aren't all talking together, you're losing that context for your customers and your internal employees. Now, what we're looking at is really changing the game so that we're totally moving this around and providing a completely different way of doing this. So the way we look at it is AI is no longer just a point solution or something that you plug in. It has to be a core part of your team. And it has to live at the heart of your business. So what if you could actually have these AI experiences across the entire customer journey? Agentforce Service is not just an AI solution that's point. It's a whole suite of services and products that's deeply built into the Salesforce platform. Because it's deeply built in, it understands your business and your customers deeply. And this lets them react to it in real time across any channel. Now, this is a complete suite of service solutions that's going to be available for everyone. And this is what we're going to walk through today with some demos and some new innovations. We have customer service. This brings you proactive AI-driven experiences. It's got your contact center that unifies your voice and digital channels so your human reps have the context they need to have deep conversations and resolutions. It's your field service, which takes your intelligence from the screen to the street for on-site resolutions. And it's your employee service. So you can actually take these world-class tools and help employees in your HR and IT teams for your back office. And to show you this in action, I want to welcome Ashish to the stage to walk through customer service.
Thank you, Annie. It's wonderful to be here with all of you and talk to you about something that touches us all, customer service. Now, be it AI-powered self-service or human-assisted high-touch support experiences, really great customer experiences, great customer service really boils down to three key things. I think we can all agree. It's about making sure your customers are heard, they're valued, and above all, helped in a timely fashion. Agentforce Service gives you that foundation to deliver those personalized experiences and scale up your service organization. So when customers come to you looking for help, Agentforce service agents are able to engage in a truly human-like conversational experiences. They're able to understand intent, adapt real time, and guide your customers to solutions step by step, turn by turn, to a resolution. And when human reps are needed, the handoff is seamless. No repeating information, no lost context. So when your service reps are looking at all the interaction history and the AI recommendations, they're able to very quickly guide your customers to a resolution. Your service reps are truly empowered, and I say empowered service reps deliver great customer experiences. So now let's look at all of this in action with a demo with my friends there, Vladi and Jody. Okay, far too long, service has been reactive. We wait for a problem to happen, and then we tend to react or respond. It's too late. It's, in my opinion, a loyalty killer. So let's see how Cumulus Bank is changing that from being reactive to proactive. Here you have a customer, Mia, who's a small business owner. And if you're a small business owner, you know how important cash flow is to your business success. Here, Cumulus Bank sees that one of her wire transfers did not go through. Now, before Mia sees that this transaction didn't happen, Cumulus Bank, using proactive service campaigns, is able to alert her. And not just that, next step, it takes Mia to a service portal. This is not your regular FAQs, articles, static site. Rather, AI-powered summarized knowledge articles with action. Yes, action. Jody is able to take action. So once again, you see there that Agentforce is able to guide Mia because it has the power of action and can actually do work. It's quickly able to zero in to the real issue. So the moment you see that Mia confirms that this is a new contract, autonomously, Agentforce is able to reconcile those documents and start the process of reconciliation and get her wire transfer back on track. But wait, this is a financial transaction. You need human verification. So the next step is a seamless handoff to a human rep. Here again, the human rep has all the history, all the context of this interaction, and very quickly can guide Mia and validate the transaction and get her on her way so the wire transfer goes through. This is not vision. This is actual reality. You can activate this now. Now, this didn't happen in a silo. Once the case was closed and summarized, Mia's relationship manager receives full details of this transaction so that next time Mia and the relationship manager have a conversation, it's not about this issue. It's about how can the bank help her do more. OK. Let's get to the next part. My favorite topic, contact centers. I've spent a lot of my career in the contact center space. We as consumers, today we have gotten used to using chat, email, SMS. And yes, when we need to, we pick up the phone and ask for support, right? But behind the scenes, if you're having a contact center, and some of you may probably be running your contact centers as well, these are, quite frankly, often managed in silos. So, that makes it that's a nightmare to manage these silos. With these silos, the challenge becomes that when your agents need to really help your customers, they're juggling different systems. Your supervisors just don't have the visibility real time on what's happening on which channel. What does this lead to? frustrated customers. Now, Agentforce Service solves this by bringing all your channels on one single platform and making sure that your orchestration is there. The key to this is orchestration. Get your orchestration correct, and all the channels and all the communications then tend to be seamless. Now, because Agentforce Service gives you this unified native platform wherein all your communication channels, all your AI, all your workflows, all your AI workloads and business logic resides on the same platform, you can be assured that your customers get the same seamless interaction, the same seamless experience across all channels. OK, now, when it comes to human handoff, the same thing kicks in. They have the full context, and just as with the seamless handoff, with the context, they're able to help solve the problems that much more faster. It is seamless, it's effortless. Let's see this in action. So in the previous example, you saw Mia came to a web portal. She could just as well had reached out via chat or picked up the phone and made a call for support. So how does Cumulus, in this example, manage this? That's where Command Center for Service comes into play. What you're seeing there is one single view, yes, one single view, where your service reps and your AI agents, you can monitor them real time in all the interactions on every channel. This is truly powerful and rather unique to Agentforce Service. Only Agentforce Service honestly can deliver this, because we have all the channels, all the data, and the ability to monitor it. OK. Now, Agentforce is available on voice as well. We announced that earlier in the keynote as well. And it is available for you to deploy now in your region. So let's see Agentforce voice in action talking to a customer. This is your voice channel.
Based on your consistent income and the 20% down payment in your new home bucket, you're pre-qualified for up to $610,000, slightly higher than the site's estimate. Would you like to lock in this pre-qualified loan?
Yes, lock in my loan qualification.
One moment while I transfer you to an expert for further assistance.
Hi, John. I'm Mala. Let me review your pre-qualified loan and get you locked in.
OK. There you heard it. Agentforce was able to engage in a very human-like conversation with the customer, guide them to a mortgage application, and when it needs to elevate to a human for verification submission, it is just adept at doing that. Now, it was one thing to listen into this conversation. We had listened to one conversation. But imagine you're a supervisor in a contact center. How will you monitor all these interactions that are happening in all these channels? Right? You could potentially do customer surveys, figure out what's going on. But that's too little, too late. That's where customer signals intelligence comes into play. This is this one place wherein customer service intelligence is looking at all the conversations, be it chat, email, SMS, cases, and voice. Yes, it's looking at all this information and surfacing key insights, such as customer sentiments, tonality, frustration, and yes, are there any issues, big issues affecting customer service? So in this example, you will see that the supervisor has noticed that there is inordinate delays with wire transfers. It goes into Agentforce and asks for insights as to why is this happening. It seems like certain changes in recent procedures is causing inordinate frustrations with wire transfer delays. So very quickly, the supervisor is then able to create a knowledge article to solve for this issue. Once that knowledge article is created, it's then deployed and available for all channels. So next time, if any customer calls or chats or messages, this solution is there for them to solve autonomously. So there you go. It all comes together, your resolutions in one platform with AI there. Okay. Now, this brings me to the next, my favorite part, listening to customers. Okay? With that, I want to invite Belle and our very own Kim to share their transformation experience with Agentforce Service. Welcome.
Bill, it's great to have you here today, and thank you very much for your time. Can you tell us a little bit about Intrepid, your role, and how service transformation fits inside your responsibilities?
Yeah, sure, I'd love to, Kim. So Intrepid's the world's largest small group adventure travel company. We have more than 1,000 itineraries across 120 countries on all 7 continents, all brought to life by our wonderful local leaders. We're also a super proud B Corp, which means balancing profit with purpose is core to how we operate. And our mission is really simple: create positive change through the joy of travel. Now, I've been with Intrepid for coming up to 19 years now, and in my current role as Head of Sales Optimization, I look at driving continuous improvement across our global sales and service function. I lead a wonderful team who daily are looking at optimizing processes for that sales team and making sure that we have the right technology in place for the contact center we are today and the contact center we'll need to become in the future. And for me, this is what service transformation is all about. It's making sure that we've got the right tools, the tech, the processes, and the culture in place to enable our teams to get on and have those genuine, meaningful conversations with our customers, ones that truly reflect the purpose-led brand we're so proud to stand behind.
Yeah, and your brand's fantastic. So in that note, how has your brand strategy shaped the way you deliver service today?
Yeah, so for us, our brand strategy is deeply anchored in these connected, seamless, purpose-led moments. And that's really informed how we think about customer service. So going back a little while, we embarked on a digital transformation, and this was to create an AI-powered knowledge base that would not only drive productivity and improve consistency, but would ensure that we'd continue to have those seamless customer moments across the booking journey as well. And I'm super proud to say that we were recently acknowledged for this work at the Oz Contact Center Awards, where we won the Customer Experience Initiative of the Year for this digital transformation, as well as winning the Contact Center of the Year that night. So a super proud night for us. But beyond what our peers are telling us, which is of course nice to hear, hearing from our customers that they love our exceptional service, and even better, it's getting them excited about the trip ahead, lets us know that we are moving in the right direction. So for us, our strategy hasn't just shaped the way we think about customer service, it's been the very reason that we've reinvented our approach. It's driven us to find a strategy that's smart and scalable, but more human and more connected.
Yeah, and congratulations on those awards. I know you and your team worked really hard to achieve them. So can you tell us a little bit about how Agentforce for Service has streamlined your work and empowered your team members?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, so Agentforce Service for us has really been the backbone of our service transformation. So Kim, as you very well know, we've worked with yourself and your team on the Good to Great framework. And this really helped us unlock our contact drivers and really set the foundations of how personalised, automated service at scale could look at Intrepid. We then moved our knowledge base into Salesforce, and this has been a game changer. Travel can be a complex business, as many businesses out there are, and having that one central source of truth that our teams can go to and our AI has been a game changer. We then turned on our search answers and our service replies, and the impact for us was pretty immediate. In fact, we had one of our team members tell us that within a week of going live, she was able to do double the number of chats, and in fact, on one day, she made 4 times her daily sales target, which is pretty impressive. And when we look at things from a customer perspective, we're seeing faster, more consistent, and more connected service as well. Across the board, our wait times are down, our CSAT is up to 90%. Last year, we really reached a global booking NPS of 80, with a global average across the entire year of 75. But beyond all these metrics and numbers, This work has really made us think about how we operate. It's made us tighten our service strategy, streamline our operations, and make sure that we have the structure and the framework in place to support our teams to be able to get on and have those really meaningful moments with our customers.
Yeah, and that's what every business is trying to achieve, is reach those targets that they need to reach and also reduce those costs but deliver that personalised service. And talking about that, how has Agentforce helped you scale and deliver that cost-effective service to your businesses?
Yeah, so Intrepid's a really ambitious business. In fact, ambitious is one of our values. And we have an ambitious goal to become $1 billion travel business, and we're well on track to achieve that soon. But in order to do that, we need to think about ways that we can scale efficiently. And Agentforce service has been and continues to be fundamental in helping us deliver on this. With Agentforce service, we are seeing handle times drop across the board. So our calls are down by 1.5 minutes and our chats are down by 1 minute, which translates into roughly $400,000 worth of savings across the calendar year. In addition, through workflows that we've been able to streamline, through the reduction in system switching as well, we've seen an additional 4,000 hours saved. And we have to talk about knowledge. When we started out with knowledge, we had 160 articles in Salesforce Knowledge. Today we have north of 6,000. And this really powerful central source of truth is powering our AI, is enabling our first contact resolution, and really ensures that scaling for Intrepid doesn't just always simply mean adding headcount. I mean, I can't state enough, in a 24/7 business like ours, it's really important that we scale efficiently. And Agentforce service is creating that environment where we bring personalization, automation, service at scale together to create these wonderful customer moments, but also helping us to deliver on our company goals as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. So looking ahead, what does service look like for you? What's on your roadmap?
Yeah, so we're not resting yet. So we're looking at building our internal agent assist capabilities for our teams, and we're also leaning on the insights that we're getting out of conversation mining and service intelligence. In addition, we're looking at agentic AI powered by knowledge to see how not only that can support our customers, but that it can help us expand our capacity, providing 24/7 personalised support for our customers that complements the great work our global teams already deliver. In addition, we're looking at unified customer profiles. We want those interactions to be relevant, we want them to be tailored, and we want them to really connect with our customers. Ultimately, we're building towards a world where our customers want that quick, seamless self-service for those simple questions, but they want us there for the moments that matter. And Agentforce service is helping us design that balance, making sure that the future of service at Intrepid is smart and scalable, is AI-enabled, of course, but still deeply human.
Yeah, and that's the way I think a lot of our customers want to go. So leading on to our last question that we have for you is, I'm sure a lot of people here want to know, is what advice would you give any service leaders that are looking to start their AI transformation journey?
Yeah, so I appreciate we're at the technology conference, but I would say that tech is only half the story. Bringing your people along is critical. So from your senior leaders through to your frontline teams, making sure that they all understand the why is so important for success. Secondly, I would say get curious. Intrepid is a really curious business. We love learning what's happening about it in the world. It's part of our DNA. But we also love learning about what other businesses are doing, what's worked for them, what hasn't worked for them. So I really encourage you to do the same. And finally, lean on Salesforce. Like Kim, we have found your support and the support of the team to be really invaluable. It's really helped us define what our strategy should be and also given us the clarity that we needed to know where to focus our time and energy first. So thanks.
Thank you, Bill. It's been a pleasure working with you and your team. I hope everybody found this as an insightful conversation as what I did, and it's given you some ideas and how you can start to move forward. So, Bill, we wish you all the best of luck continuing your journey on your Service Excellence program of work, and we thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks, Kim.
Now I'd like to welcome up onto stage Paul Whiteman, who's our Chief Customer Officer for Agentforce Field Service. He's going to take you through the latest innovations of field service.
Thanks very much, Kim. And Belle, that was just an amazing story. It's fantastic. So I'm delighted to be back in Sydney to talk about field service. Obviously, the mobile workforce is the tip of the spear for your frontline operations. It's your set of brand ambassadors. It represents a huge investment. But increasingly, it's also stretched a little bit thin. And some of that's about labor dynamics in the marketplace, but also administrative burden is significant. Organizations are spending a lot of time on timesheets, on forms, filling in these details. Our research shows that field service technicians spend 1 day a week on solving that problem. The people who support those field service technicians takes 15 minutes on average to schedule an appointment. All of that adds up to a big opportunity. So the good news is that on the field service side of things, Agentforce Field Service relieves that administrative burden. So imagine if you could have Agentforce automatically rescheduling appointments. Imagine if you could have Agentforce automatically providing your field service technicians with all of the information that they need to be able to maximize the chances of a first-time fix. Imagine if Agentforce could help field service technicians fill in long, complicated forms without having to type anything. And imagine if Agentforce Field Service could support revenue generation in the field as well. The good news is it all is available today. So let's dive into it and have a look. We're going to start in the dispatch console. So this is the nerve center of the operation, where the dispatcher can see all of the work, all of the resources, all of the territories, and it's also where you deal with some of the emergencies that pop up. So we've got an appointment that we need to reschedule here. Right-clicking on that appointment, and you can use something called prompted outreach. Prompted outreach is initiated Agentforce reaching out to the customer through the channel of their choice to be able to negotiate a rearranged time for that particular appointment. So right now, Agentforce has sent all of that information out to the customer, and that's being represented. That'll land, in this case, through an SMS in the customer's mobile phone. And it brings with it all of the information that we know about this appointment. It brings trust. It also means that the customer can go back and forth with a minimal of fuss with the agent to set on the new appointment slot. And when it is time for the field service technician to go out to the appointment, we can empower them with all of the information that they need. So we've got this pre-work brief that has got information from Salesforce, all of Data 360, brought together to be able to make them very effective. It seems simple, but it's very powerful. It can be set up very quickly, and it's why customers like the American Automobile Association, Eaton, Fisher & Paykel often start here with their Agentforce journey. Now, we talked about filling in forms. What we're looking at now is an ATM inspection form. And if we look at this, this is a big, long form. It's a bit fiddly. It's got lots of bits and bobs associated with it. So there has to be a better way than scrolling through this. And there is. So let me waddle over here, and I will use my voice. So I'm at the Cumulus Bank branch in Sydney, and I'm inspecting an on-site ATM in the lobby that's got a capacitive touchscreen. The ATM's in pretty poor condition, but it's got tons of scuffs on the screen, and there are complaints that the card reader doesn't work very well. And there's some water beside the unit as well that needs to be cleaned up. So the inspection did not pass. So we're going to create a sales opportunity for a machine upgrade and get a sales rep on site. And in parallel, we can schedule a follow-up inspection in 3 months. So what's happened there, it hasn't just transcribed my words. It's got all of the context of the job that I'm doing. It understands the metadata in the form, and it's intelligently populated all the characteristics of that form accordingly. So in one unstructured text, we've extracted all of the intelligence to be able to deliver this solution. Amazing efficiency for the field. And when I mentioned that we would go back and have a check in on an upgrade of a machine, over in Slack, Agentforce has already posted that as a lead to the sales team Slack channel, so they can strategize about how that will work. So before I just move on to wrap up quickly on employee service, big round of applause for Jody and Vladdy for the demos. We're all employees, so we understand that employee service is more than just IT ticket desk. It's looking after pay slips, onboarding information, benefits. And so IT service and HR service is super important, and maybe many of you are saddled with legacy ITSM solutions right now. At the end of last year, we introduced IT and HR services. And this aggregates information on a common platform. It's a conversational interface rather than the typical portal and ticket approach. It enables customers to get, your employees, to get very rapid answers in real time where they work. So just to give you an example on the IT service side of things, this is multi-channel, so we can communicate through Slack, through Teams as well, through channels of choice. And the key point is that we've got these pre-configured expert domain packs and AI agents for common use cases in HR service and in this case in IT service, which enables people to get set up really, really quickly. So you can resolve things more quickly, reduce costs, and get greater employee experiences. That's all from me. I'm going to pass back to Annie.
Thanks so much, Paul, and thank you very much. We had so much to cover. I hope it just was the tip of the iceberg. If you want to learn more about what we have, please visit us in the campground. We have all sorts of demos. We can go deep with you on the product. If you want to get started, we have a way to do that no matter the size of your company, geo, industry, there's all sorts of sizes. The Agentforce One service gives you everything you need to be an agentic enterprise. So please check that out. You can also see us at the campground. And I would encourage you to go to our IT service session. It's at 3:30 today. If you want to go deeper into what we're doing around IT service, it's Slack first, Teams ready. And also you can download our State of Service report. So this is our 7th edition. We interview over 6,000 service leaders and get a lot of great insights and guidance on what we should do in the service area. So thank you so much for your time. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to checking in with you soon.